Kristin. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to share with you part 2 of a Crafty birthday haul. I went first to my local scrapbook store, as I call it, Simple Pleasures here in Colorado Springs. Kathy is the owner. They've now been in business for over 30 years. And I went a little birthday shopping. They're so nice that by shopping with them, you can sign up with them, give them your birthday or at least birth month, and get a little extra goodie in your email for maybe a percentage off on some things. And well, you know, I took advantage. Not to mention, you get in the past, I've purchased this. Sorry about that. Purchased this tote from them. They are rubber stamps and such. And they're still located here in Colorado Springs. This is their address and their phone number, and I'll make sure to link them below. But sometimes they give you special deals when you bring in your tote bag. And so I did. And here is what I got. Fun side note, while this is something that I didn't necessarily pick up for myself, I brought B Motto with me, and he went shopping as well. Why not? So he picked out this cute paper. It was just a loose paper that they had. It's from American Crafts, it looks like. Part of their family fun edition called Cut and Paste. So lots of fun little stuff. I think he probably liked this one the best. And I thought, oh, that's really cute. I could probably, you know, as paper crafters, while we might not have dies or stamps for that, probably wouldn't be too hard to recreate this one. I mean, with little images that we have. Lawn Fawn makes little ones. That'd be super cute. You could probably handwrite or create something in a program. This is just a rectangle, you know, almost like an upside down instant photo type thing. You could probably finagle this. Okay, the claw might be the hardest part, but you know, still kind of neat. Or, you know, the crayon box, that's kind of cute. Of course, frosting, because, you know, cupcakes for a birthday. Not really sure what he's planning on doing with this, but I'm sure it'll be something super cool. He also picked up a not a stamp set, a sticker set that had a police uniform on it. One of the old, remember like Jolie's boutiques 3D type sticker sets that she used to have? It was something kind of like that. I don't know that it's old per se. It could be a newer one, but he picked that up too, and I'm not sure where that got off into. In their clearance section, B Motto helped me find this from Simple Stories, a washi tape that has all these little fun chocolates on it, plus it's a cool pink background. And I thought, sure, why not? It looks like it's in good condition. So I picked that up for a little bit less, just because it was on the clearance area. I have a stamp and die set from the Stamps of Life that has chocolates on it, so I thought that would go perfectly well with that. So put that in that stash to be able to use. Love it when different companies make stuff that's very similar to one another. Makes the products go a lot further. And I did treat myself then for my big birthday gift, these Lisa Horton inks. B Motto helped me pick out the pink one, which is called Love Struck, so I'm down for that. And these limited edition ones, the store seemed to have quite several of those, so I liked that. And of course, it's the silver, gold, and copper that's in there. So I haven't tried Lisa Horton inks before. Have you? Let me know. I do know because it's part that pigment ink, I should not use the brushes I use for my regular dye ink. That much I am aware. And I do have some brushes in regards that I use for like Distress Oxide because they're pigment based. But I don't know if I want to mix those with, because these are the metallic or not. Let me know what you do if you have anything like that. Or should I invest in perhaps a separate set of brushes? Right now it's only 4 colors that I have, so maybe 4 separate brushes wouldn't be super overly pricey. So a couple other things I picked up from the local store here was this photo play card kit because I just love these things. And while this is a thankful one, and it was back from 2022, I still thought it was quite relevant. I did enjoy this one here with the cut up shapes. I thought that was super cute. And once I go ahead and make this particular card, I thought it's using the same type of similar papers, just in a different color pattern. One that'd be fun to make with pattern paper I make on my own, or perhaps I have different pattern papers with a similar scheme on it, theme. That would be easy to recreate and case for all kinds of various occasions. So I like that one. But this one here with the tags really got me. I struggle with putting tags on cards. I've done it. Most of them come out fairly well, but it's not a natural go-to for me. So I liked how this one, and I believe these are stickers, but still I could be able to use tag type shapes, 4 different coordinating patterns with a background pattern. That could be an embossed pattern or a tone-on-tone type piece of pattern paper. But how many paper packs do we have that are going to go well together that would have those different in there? So I really liked this one, and I thought, okay, that would be a great time to practice those tags and case that, even if it just is a birthday, or I'm sure I have something that says grateful or thankful that I could put across as well. So that'll be a fun one. I'm excited to try that one. And then I also picked up, because again, loving the photo play card kits, this is Sugar Plum Christmas. This one is from last year, 2024, but I do love all the pink, the light pink and the brighter pink, the minty greens. With that, it's Christmas, but it's not the traditional red, green, and white. I thought this was kind of a modern color scheme for Christmas. Keep that in mind, because I am sure Christmas type colors will come up on a Craft Roulette episode in the future. And now I've got some reference, and now so do you, for something that outside of the traditional red, green, and white for Christmas, in case we so wanted to. Because I'm sure many of us know crafters that like the greens, that like the minty colors, or that perhaps even like the teals or the aquas, or the pinks, right? Right. And I thought this layout here is super cute. It looks like maybe a 2-inch strip with a square on it with a focal point in the middle. You could probably omit the string if you didn't, or, you know, many of us have fibers or string or ribbons in our stash that would look really good on, and plenty of border strips that we could use, and it's just a little chopped in half. That way we could use the background paper. Yes, so I thought all these colors would be really pretty to play around with for Christmas cards. And plus, look, this one has like the little postage stamp type ones. These are stickers, but I like the grouping of them, especially with the release of so many postage collage type dies, especially the newest one from Not Too Shabby and LV Handcrafted with the Easy Wonder die number 3 that is basically the postage grid. So I really like these, and I think this will be fun. This will be really a neat layout here that I think will be handy, as these look to be almost 1.5 to 2 inch types, little squares, perfect to highlight, in this case, stickers, but there might be small pieces of ephemera or other stickers I have in my stash, and maybe we're not necessarily Christmas themed, but just a good way to showcase small little images all together. So that's what I got from my local store. I also went shopping at my Crafty resale store in town. I got a mixture bag of the diamond dots that I love to use for embellishments. So I might keep these, or I might gift some as well. But I've got lots of choices, especially in case there's any parties that like purple or green. Now I got these little fun ones. So that one, as you can see, was $1. These other little packs, the tub that they used to have these in was plumb full months and months ago when I went in. So every time I go in, I like to pick up some new colors. This time the bin was pretty well picked through, so I just got quite a handful and just kind of reached in and grabbed, and I got what I got. I did pick this one out though. It was a black. This one looks to be perhaps like a navy blue. This person, whoever donated them, went through and put in the color number. So whatever system it might be, that might be kind of fun to know that that's that color number. These ones here are kind of like a peachy, a very light peach. And while these ones are cream, and I do have plenty of cream, you never know when you need more. I just thought that this price tag was extremely hilarious. I didn't even notice at the time. Thank goodness for that lovely cashier at the local store, Crafty resale store, who gives a scrap. Shout out to her. She managed to catch that and did only charge me 25 cents rather than $25 for this little pack. So that was super cool. Okay, and for some bigger purchases here, moving on up the line, I got rulers. I know, super huge purchase. 25 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents. Hold one moment. So the rulers I was going to use for a fun scraping type technique. So stay tuned. I probably will be able to do that later this summer. Now I also went in and took a look at their dies, because sometimes depending on what people turn in for a donation will determine what they have to sell. So I went in and was able to see, as you can see, the price. It was an old Sizzix set that the crafty friend that I love to buy from. Oh, I know she calls us her friend, and it'd be wonderful if we were actually friends, but Stephanie Bernard of the Stamps of Life, back when she was designing with them. This is a wonderful fold-it that I've seen before and thought this would be really fun to have. And now that it is in my stash, I'm super excited to give that a try, because who doesn't love a scalloped edge? It's a flip-it card, which are just wonderful to be able to make. Plus I know it comes with the dies to get that perfect inset scallop for like the pattern paper. This one on this particular set is called Circle Flip-Its number 2, probably because of the scalloped edge. I'll have to take a look and see if something like this is already out on the Stamps of Life website. It may be in a different iteration, but I think I have enough pieces to be able to make that work efficiently. Again, I also went with the Stephanie Bernard collection. This is another flip-it called Regal. I didn't have anything like this one in my stash, so I went ahead and grabbed it, and I got really lucky in that right next to it was a set of nesting dies. Again, an old one from Sizzix with Stephanie Bernard, but it's the Regal nesting set of dies, so it's the same shape as this one. So either have more options for putting something in the center, or if I want to complete that shape on perhaps over here on this side of the card, or make a different type card but in a similar shape, especially if I was gifting them, I have something that coordinates together. With that, I also found this one by Stephanie Bernard. As you can see, it's going to do these nesting shapes that are in this dotted type pattern, which I really quite enjoy the dotted pattern. You can certainly stitch on them, plus it adds that kind of faux stitch look. She did a lot of these with these dots in them. I have stars, hearts, and squares already. Now, this is one where the little dots, as you can see with the die, I don't think they were like the actual tiny circles, but it was enough that it kind of cuts out. And this middle one does say thanks. You can always use a thanks, right? So I thought, well, that's pretty good for an A2 size card, in that you have multiple sizes with that. That I think will add a nice little touch to many of the cards, since A2 is my card size jam. Now this one I got, don't let this old folder, because from what I understand, Stampin' Up! And Sizzix used to work together, and I don't know if they still do on the back end or not. But it was just an envelope to hold it, so kind of digging that. But when I first looked at it, I was like, gosh, that shape looks familiar. Well, I'm sure it is, because it was an Karen Burniston one. However, It was put out by Elizabeth Craft Designs. Now I might have to do some crafty research on that. Did Karen used to produce with Elizabeth Craft Designs for some of her dies in the beginning? Or did she design for that company? I have to do, again, some crafty research, see what I can find out. But I really did kind of like this shape. It reminded me of the Stamps of Life fold-its, especially the two that I just showed you. But this is almost like a triple fold-it. And so I'm looking to make sure that all the dies might be there. And this was all the die set included. So it's one main die and some decorator dies. So now I'm extremely curious of how that all fits together with something. And I thought, well, that's a good A2 probably size. And I'm quite curious how that all swings out together. So I'm going to have to play around with that. Well, those were what I picked up from the Crafty Resale Store, and of course with the card kits and things and the inks of what I got from my local store. Crafty Birthday Haul Part 2, done and dusted, as they say. Well, thank you again for stopping by. If you have any questions or just want to say hi, do let me know in the comments below. Hope you get the chance to like. Hope you get the chance to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks again, and have a wonderful day. And until the next one, bye!